And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I was excited when I saw this game, Cake Duel. Why? Because it has the word cake in it. I like cakes. Not as much as pie, but cake is pretty good. Cake Duel is a two-player bluffing game in which sheep are fighting over cake. Why are there sheep? Why is they fighting over cake? None of that really matters. You just have these armies that are fighting over cake for some reason, but you are trying to out-bluff, or maybe not bluff, pretend you're bluffing your opponent. Here's how it plays. The goal of this game is to win 3 bouts. Each time you win a bout, you will get one of these trophy tokens. First person to get 3 of them is the winner. Now in each bout, you're going to be fighting over cake. One person's going to start with 4 pieces of cake. The other person will start with 3 pieces of cake. The person who starts with 3 is going to be the attacker, and they're going to go first. There's a 20-card deck, which is made up of 5 soldiers, 4 archers, 3 wizards, 4 defenders, 3 scientists, and 1 Sir Wolfie. So you're going to shuffle this deck of cards, and each player is going to get 4 of these cards. So the attacker goes first, and he's going to attack his opponent. He can play 1 or more cards declaring that they are something. So let's say I'm the attacker. I look at these 4 cards here, and I'm going to attack with 2 archers. These aren't 2 archers. Shh, don't tell my opponent that. I have to say the same thing. I can't say an archer and a soldier. And I can't say there's 5 archers because there's obviously only 2 cards. I say 2 archers. Now, my opponent has 2 options. They can try to block archers. Archers can only be blocked by defenders. So they could play maybe 1 defender and say I'm blocking 1 of the archers. They could play 2 defenders and say I'm blocking them. Or they could do this. They could say I'm going to play 2 defenders. Now, these aren't 2 defenders, but I don't know it. Now me, as the attacker, I'm like, I guess he had 2 defenders in his hand. He, as a defender, said, I guess I have 2 attackers. Both of us lied our socks off. However, he blocked me. Nothing happens. Now, let's say he didn't block me. For each one, I would steal a cake. Let's say he, instead of blocking me, called me out. And I'm like, turn your cards over. Boom, I only had 1 archer. I lied. I automatically lose the duel. If you ever lie and your opponent calls you out, and you are incorrect, you lose. However, if you tell the truth and your opponent calls you out and you are telling the truth, then you win the duel. Otherwise, you're going to keep fighting back and forth, stealing cake. If one person ever has all the cake, they win the duel. So what do the cards do? Well, the soldier lets you steal 1 cake, so does the archer. They're just different kinds of cards. Wizards lets you steal 2 cake. Defenders block soldiers and archers. Scientists block wizards. Sir Wolfie is nothing. You have to basically lie about him if you play him. And then this tells you what to do on your turn. Now the game also comes with a special set of cards, and you can basically take 2 of these cards, you'll shuffle and put 2 of these cards in a deck, and they do all sorts of things. You can claim them just like you claim anything else. Steal 1 cake, take another turn. Steal 5 cakes. You'll notice that they have these symbols here, so these can both be blocked by defenders. Look at opponent's hand, take another turn. Name a card, look at opponent's hand, and steal 2 cakes for each copy they have. Become a copy of the card you claimed last turn. He and Sir Wolfie become scientists this turn. Block 1 of these cards, put it in your hand. Block all of them, cancel all effects. Become any card in your opponent's hand. Increase your hand size by 1 for the rest of the bout. So these are these cards. I also have another set. I don't think everyone can get these, but they're promotional cards. Same thing with these. You can mix a couple of these cards in. That's pretty much it. Once the bout is over, you'll start another bout with whoever losing becoming the attacker for the next one. And as soon as someone gets 3 of these, they win the whole game. The components for this game are really, really nice. I got this box here. It opens up like this. And in this box, at the very top, I put these really nice acrylic pieces. And then I put the really nice cake acrylic pieces. By the way, I like both of these. So those go in those slots. I then take all the regular cards, plus these. I have the regular cards, and I have the nice cards here that these cards are really great in telling you exactly how to play the game. So I'll take these cards and I'm going to simply just slide them in right here. Then I can take all the rest of my cards that I have, all the special cards, and I slide in there. Here's some more regular cards. Then the rule book itself, there's a bag here too in case you want to carry the game around in a bag instead of a box. The rule book fits right there like that, and the whole thing closes. That's it. Oh, and the box looks like a sheep. Great production. Now, it's possible when you saw my explanation of this game that you thought, wait a minute, I've seen a game very similar to this. You have, probably. There's a very popular game on the market called Coup. And this is essentially a two-player version of Coup. But that's okay, because I like that this is a two-player version that way. You are basically going to play cards and sometimes lie and sometimes not about them, and your opponent is guessing. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of games in this genre, am I lying or not type genre, but this one works for nicely because if you are lying, you're basically just fighting over these cakes. I'm playing two soldiers. You have some information to go on. I can look at my cards and say, wait a minute, he just said he's playing two scientists, but there's only 3 in the game and I have 2 in my hand. He's obviously lying. Or more likely he plays 1 and I have 2 in my hand and I go, he's probably lying. What's the chance that he has this? And that's it. But you have to be careful because when you call someone else out, the game's over. Or the round's over anyway. And so then you instantly win or lose. So you could make a few wrong guesses. This is a short game. We're talking 15, 20 minutes, but I'm okay with that. The game really kind of amps up when you add in the special cards. It doesn't get overly complex because you are just adding in 2 cards. And at first you don't even know what those 2 cards are, but you keep the same 2 cards throughout all the rounds. So after a while you know what they are. You're looking for them. And it also makes the games different from game to game. This is great components. It's a great box. It's just a great product. I mean, this is the way I like to see a game produced because you get it, you open it, looks neat, and then it's a nice, light 2-player game. So if you've been sitting around and you've been wanting to lie to somebody, this is your game. By the way, that's not a good tagline. Trying to learn deception? Play cake. No, that doesn't work either. But you know what I mean. If you like bluffing and a back and forth quick little game, this one works really well in that regard. I was impressed. I mean, it's not a great strategic game. You are sitting there telling the truth or lying back and forth for a few minutes, but it's a nice warm-up. It's something you play maybe before going to bed, and you'll get some good laughs out of it. And if you've ever played Coup, this is a nice little 2-player variant on it to some degree. So that's Cake Duel. Dice Tower Judgment approved!